Up there with Wayne Park at the front row of the grid. These two guys are going head-to-head for the championship. Get down to Ken Price in Class C, right down the back of the grid there. He could take out Class C this meet if he plays his cards right.
Well, it's been a very enthralling battle right from the drop, and we're about to see it unfold one more time. Wayne Park should be quick around here. He's coming from pole position as the cars all get away, except for Trevor John. Oh, dramas for Trevor John. Stuck on the grid. Fortunately, no one's given him a tap from behind. And we'll find out a little later just what happened to that car. But Wayne Park from pole, he's already shot away from the field and getting on with it.
Yeah, just looking at David Withers in that purple car, he got a blinding start. I don't know what happened to Trevor John. He's just stopped on the grid.
So Tratt's back in second position. That's him there in the Toll Express machine, car 44. Behind him, Jeff Morgan. Then it's Ed Aiken coming through as well. Now, here's Trevor John's car being pushed to the side. Bad luck for him because he really has been, well, enjoying his season. Things have been going quite well up to this point. But right now, Morgan's got to get past Tratt if he's going to attack Wayne Park out in front. This again plays into Wayne Park's hands because he can sort of use the Toll Express machine as a bit of a buffer down the back straight. Now, the speeds down the back here at Winton are absolutely fantastic. They really are getting some speed out of the cars, over 220 kilometres an hour.
Oh, yeah, it's a really short little back straight up there, and you can brake really late because there's plenty of room to run off if you do leave it a bit too late. But looking at Morgan trying to get around Tratty, he's really throwing everything at Tratty here because he can see that Wayne Park's going to pull away, and there go those precious points once again.
Yeah, Wayne Park's got problems. Now, I saw him looking up in the mirror. Oh, can you believe this? Gee, won't be very pleased about this. Wayne Park's got problems. Now, he's still out on the circuit. I'm not sure whether he's got gear selection problems or whether it's something terminal, but we've just lost Wayne Park out of the race, and that is a tragedy as far as his title chase, his title defence goes. So we'll have to find out just what the story is. He's not a happy man. That hands the lead now to Anthony Tratt. And again, Morgan, well, he'd be thinking to himself, gee, you couldn't have asked for more. He'd have been praying for something like this, but no one likes to see another competitor out of the game with bad luck like that. The race continues as Tratt now, well, he's in the lead and he's going to try and do everything he can to hang on. That's Harburg. That's the Park sister car. Can you believe that? Both of the cars are out before the first lap's finished.
Yeah, it looks like there's some sort of suspension problem or something, the way the thing's bucking up and down at the back. But that's just absolutely handed it to Morgan as far as the points are concerned. But Tratty has got nothing to lose in the race. He's just going for it.
Yeah, well, Harburg now backing himself out of that problem. Maybe just spun to the outside of the circuit. We'll have to see how he fares a little later on. But Tratt, yes, he's looking strong. Withers off the circuit as well. Boy, I wonder if there's some debris on the circuit. There certainly is now as they come back onto the track and bring some with them. But, well, as they settle down now, Morgan really, even though this is a point score race, it's Tratt, Morgan and Ed Aiken, 1, 2, 3. But as far as Morgan's concerned, well, he's a racer. He just does not want to sit back and finish in second place for the points. He'll go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see he's starting to get into the thing and really push it hard through here. You can just watch the way the car's moving about. Tail will come out onto the straight, trying to get the power down as early as he can, as hard as he can, and get a run at Tratty. Talking about a run at Tratty, he just drove straight past him. Don't tell me Tratt's got a problem with his car.
Well, it certainly looks as if it's lost some speed down the back straight. I'm not sure what the problem is. We'll know if he pulls to the pits. But right at the moment, Ed Aiken now closing on Tratt. So Ed Aiken's coming up into the picture. Yes, Anthony Tratt heading for the pits. So it looks as if there's a problem with the car. Bad luck indeed for that team. Ed Aiken now inherits second position. It seems to me that if you can just finish this race, you're going to end up with some pretty decent points. Well, bad luck there for the Toll Express machine. Morgan now steams on ahead in the lead, so he couldn't have really asked for more as far as the point score is concerned. I think he'd probably be wondering himself whether his car's going to actually make it to the finish. Ed Aiken now comes up into the picture in that beautiful pink machine. Very, very nicely turned out car. And Chris, this is a tough circuit on tyres.
Well, this is a tough circuit on everything at the moment. I think the fact that looks like Tratt's got back out on the circuit again. The fact that we're getting down to towards the end of the series, and a lot of people have absolutely nothing to lose. I want to prove a point to sponsors. I want to prove a point to the other competitors, and maybe do a deal for next year with a new car or whatever. So there's a lot of people out there with a lot of points to prove, and they're pushing the machinery very, very hard.
Well, you've got to hand it to these guys. They have worked so hard all year. We're here at round 13, so there's been a lot of mileage done already, and these guys putting their best foot forward, getting the cars prepared. And remember that they're not professional drivers. A lot of these guys do this whilst they're trying to work. Their crew have jobs. They're all putting together with their holiday pay, their holidays. They all get out, and it really is a family sport. One of the best parts of the Porsche Cup has to be the atmosphere. Everybody is just so friendly and willing to help each other.
Oh, yeah, it's a very good atmosphere. atmosphere, but off the track. But on the track, everyone's pretty deadly serious as well. And you just look at the way that Ed Aiken's throwing that My Accessory Porsche Turbo around, the 959. I mean, that thing doesn't have a lot left. I mean, you look at the way he's coming out of there, dropping a wheel on the dirt, absolutely launching it into the S's. I mean, this thing is not an easy car to drive. It's got turbo lag. Look at the other car there, the B-Class car. This is the dice for B-Class. Got to remember that points for B-Class are just the same as points for outright. This Roger Patterson here, if he takes out B, he's also got a real good shot at the championship.
Yes, isn't it interesting the way the point score works, that A-Class, B-Class and C-Class all race for the same amount of points. So you might very well be winning the race, but in fact the guy behind you is picking up the same amount of points in his class as well. We have seen the situation where a B-Class car has won the Porsche Cup class outright, and that's the beauty of this class. You get to race a machine that's within your budget. And you know, it's funny because the Porsches are always perceived to be just so expensive to run. These are quite efficient cars. Once you've got one set up, you can afford to race it, you can afford to get to all of the rounds, and that's the trick. Ed Aiken now on screen, flying now, really making some ground. So it looks to me as if Ed Aiken really trying to push forward and try and at least make some ground. Oh, very sideways. Have a look at that. Isn't that glorious to see a Porsche sideways, driven on the throttle? That's the way these cars love to go, and I tell you what, Ed Aiken's doing a great job.
Yeah, it's a very nice little steer, actually. You can just see the inside wheel up on the line, perfectly on line, actually, feeding the power on really nicely. And, oh my goodness, look at Colin Ivory's car, smoke pouring out the back of it. I don't know what the hell's going on with that.
Well, it's very white smoke. You'd have to say possibly a turbo. Definitely engine-related problems. Bad luck indeed for Colin Ivory. Gee, he's new to the game as well and has worked very hard. Oh, oil on the circuit, keen sideways and backwards, in fact. So definitely oil coming from that machine. No doubt the flag marshals will have the oil out on the circuit flag very quickly, but it hasn't helped Greg Keane. He's managed to get back onto the circuit. One of the Toll Express machines just getting past him. That must be Paul Little. So right at the moment, a very unhappy Greg Keane, but a pretty pleased Morgan, I'd say, right at the moment, on his final lap and heading for, again, maximum points, and that's what he needs to do. We're so far down into the championship now that Wayne Park, boy, wouldn't he be livid over losing, obviously some part of the car has let him down whilst he was leading.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking at Anthony Track going around there with his arm out the window, I'd say he's trying to qualify as a finisher by doing a couple of laps. I don't know if he's done enough, though. He's really struggling home with that car. But Jeff Morgan has definitely cleaned it up. Harburg looks like he's got back on the circuit as well.
Yes, it seems to me that that might be a yellow flag section just at the moment. With definitely is. We've got a marshal's car out on the circuit. So this race may very well have been called on the previous lap, simply because of the oil that was laid down on the circuit, and no fault of Colin Ivory, just bad luck, yes. Well, the checkered flag out, and there's no doubt whatsoever that Jeff Morgan has taken it out. A great run. In fact, Morgan went on to win the series, and his 1996 plans will see him even more competitive. Time now to head north to Eastern Creek to catch the finals of the Top Door Slammers.